Well, how's everybody doing out there? Whoops, do I have that? Wes camera? Oh. Here we are again for another live stream. Woohoo! I hope you guys are doing good. I hope everybody's happy, healthy, progressing with their playing and having fun. So, let's see. We probably don't want to update the computer right now.
Yeah, no. No updates, please.
Stop. Uh-oh, what happened? Jeez. Okay, never mind. Well, hey, WC, you are live and loud and clear. Wow, cool. I hope, Wes, you weren't swearing, were you?
Just a few times.
Okay, good, good.
You might have caught a few F-bombs in there.
What is, I just heard a thing. Swearing is for a weak mind and a God, how did it go? Weak mind and a bad character, something like that. So that's, I got a weak mind and a bad character. So Blues Bone, wait a minute, is that Blues Bone? Wait a minute, I know who that is, don't I? What is? I forgot your name.
It says right there, it's Clay.
Clay, it's Clay. Oh, good, good. Hi, Clay. How's your daughter doing? I hope she's doing well. She's certainly had her her things to get over, her hurdles. And you guys too, you being parents, that's got to be rough. But I hope you're doing well. I see you're gigging and all that, and that's great. So we have Peter from the Netherlands. Wonderful, wonderful. And Tom. Hey, Tom. And Tom from PA, and everything's hunky-dory. Limited vocabulary. Yes, you do have a limited vocabulary when you're a cusser. Cussers don't go to heaven. That's one person used to say. Okay, well, what do we got going on? Is this the live stream today?
Yeah.
So we picked out the songs for workshop, and they are for group number 1. They are Eternal Triangle. God.
Here you go.
I've redone it so many times. Oh,
Eternal Triangle. Have you met Miss Jones?
Unit 7. Oh, fun tunes.
So that's Team A.
Team A. Team B shares Unit 7, Gentle Rain in the key of A minor, and Shining Stockings. Team C shares Shining Stockings as well. And Autumn Leaves, and then Weaver of Dreams, which as per requested by Mr. Todd Johnson. And Todd's going to be doing something special for anybody who, I don't really want to make an announcement about it yet, but I certainly will later, but when it's for sure going to start. But he, during our camp, Todd works for a couple of hours just with the guitar players. You know, he's always playing with the bass players, but he works with the guitar players, and it's really helpful because Todd is a gifted teacher. He doesn't take any bull, and he wants you to rise to your level that you certainly could be. And so he works hard with you guys, and he's going to try to put something together ahead of the camp. Okay. So anyway, there's our songs for camp. Eternal Triangle, I don't know if you've heard it. It's rhythm changes, but it's done, you know, it's Sonny Stitt tune, I think. Boy, is this a fat sounding guitar or what? Something like that. And we're certainly not going to play it to the speed that. But then the bridge is different. And the bridge is. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And then something like that. Crazy. So that's going to be one of the tunes. And then, of course, you know Shiny Stockings. We'll go over these some other time, but it's going to be fun. Going to be fun at camp. Camera. And then Jim Rolfe. Jim Rolfe is here. Yeah, heard you swearing, but hey, we all do when computers or systems don't work properly.
Boy, that's the truth.
Yes.
And when do they ever work properly? It's always something, right?
Yeah, pretty much, man.
Video production is the worst.
Yeah. Oh, well, I don't know. Yeah, you're right. Audio production is no fun either. Any guitar with wide laden shoulders on the neck is going to be fat. Interesting. Wide lane shoulders. Shoulders is referred to as the top and bottom of the neck, the way it comes out. Interesting, Larry. Okay, so should we do another tune, I guess? Get things rolling a little more. Here's a tune that we used to do. We did 1 year at the workshop. You and the Night and the Music. By the way, we're going to be doing a lot of stuff in C minor. The tune I just played was Tear It Down, and that's in C minor. That was like one of the first tunes I ever heard Wes Montgomery play. And man, I just fell in love with that tune. And the tune is one of these tunes that, God, just sticks in your head. And I mean, I remember I heard the song, and then there was a transcription of the song in downbeat and a little bit of Wes's solo. And man, I got that, and I was just crazy. It took me years and years and years to figure out how to play it, because it just the right place to play it on the guitar neck makes such a difference. Like this little opening break. That's a difficult phrase, and you know, if you play it or whatever down here, it doesn't flow. It's really a tough little phrase. So it took me a long time to really get that together. Crazy, isn't it? I probably played that song 10 times more than Wes did, and I still working on it. Okay, but You and the Night and the Music. It's right here. Available, both Tear It Down and You and the Night and the Music are available at the GuitarCollegeLibrary.com for your listening and dancing enjoyment. Hey, by the way, start asking your questions, you guys, if you got any questions or anything. Because we want to have some questions. By the way, Clay, are you going to come to workshop? And Jimmy Rolfe, are you coming? Are you going to come? Have you been in contact with Kirby? By the way, do you remember that Golden Eagle we featured a couple weeks ago, or maybe it was last week? And Kirby ended up buying it from that store in Thousand Oaks. Jim loves East music. All right, let's play You and the Night and the Music. Three, four. Anyway, isn't that a cool little tune? Some people play it real slow. Some people play it fast. Some people play it half fast. There's a joke in there somewhere, Wes.
Yeah.
Oh.
You didn't just play it half fast?
Yeah, well, you got a point there. Mark from Dallas, Texas. How you doing, Mark? Let's see. I would love to try. We may be having Camille's surgery again in June. My God, how many surgeries that poor girl gonna have to go through? But each one is an improvement, and God bless her. Tom, hey Tom Orator, how's it going, man? Hope you are doing well. I'm not playing the Kenny. I'm playing the Red Beast today because it's Valentine's Day. That's almost going to be Valentine's Day, by the way. So what a better way to surprise your honey with a new guitar. So just kidding. Just kidding, Gail. Gail, you're here, aren't you? Yes, she is here. Dave, happy Friday Eve from Connecticut. So we got a couple guys from Connecticut. Tom and Dave, you guys ought to get together.
Yeah, it's a small state, right?
Yeah, it's tiny. What is it?
Drive through it in like a couple hours.
Yeah, 200 miles by 200 miles, something. Would you, is that heater still on? Could you cycle through a few bars of Cherokee? Hi, Eddie Davis. Well, maybe not. It's been years. I'd have to refresh my memory on that. Then it goes. That's. Oh yeah. No. I don't remember it. It's one of those tunes that if you're a bebopper, you got to know that song, of course. But I haven't spent a lot of time with that particular tune. What happened, Wes? Did I do that? I hit a button.
Do what?
Oh, see, look at there. I hit a button and something else came on. Oh, again. Phew. Let's hit some more buttons.
Yeah. Stay away from the mouse, please. Don't touch that mouse.
All right, Wes, do you got any news? Anything going on?
Well, we do have guitar news. I need a little time for that.
Oh, okay.
So give me a second. But I do have so last week we talked so much about Joe Diorio passing away, and there's something pretty cool for you guys. There's a live stream celebration of his life with a bunch of guitar players. David Becker will be there, Ron Echte, Bruce Foreman, tons of guys, and it's all on a Zoom link, so anyone could join. We put the link and the stuff to get on there in the description of this video. So yeah, on Tuesday the 15th, 3 to 5 p.m., couple hours, celebrate Joe Diorio. Guy was a monster guitar player. So yeah, I think that would be pretty cool. And again, yeah, if you guys want to check it out, all the info's in our description. I'm sure it's going to be super entertaining. So check it out for sure.
Yeah, did you see all those guys there? Jamie Finley, Keith Wyatt, Ron Benson. Really cool. Ronnie Benson, Dave Becker, of course, Jennifer Batten, Beth, hosted by Beth Marlis. Now, she's been at GIT longer than anybody, I think. Frank Potenza, come on, man, you guys. All these guys are going to be there. Richard Smith, John Stoles, is that what it says? John Stoles?
No, John Story.
Les Wise, oh, Les is killer, man. Bob Magnuson on bass, come on, really, good grief. He did that Bonita album, jeez. Bob Magnuson on bass, man. As soon as you hear, you know, he gets such a different tone. As soon as you hear him, yeah, I mean, you know, wow, that's Bob. All right, so Clay says, how do you keep from playing one or two inversions when comping of C minor 6/9? Okay, well, you know what? C minor 6/9 is the same as... Wes, do you know the answer to that?
No. No.
F13. Shit, everybody knows that. So just play F13. So F13, same chord, you know, so you can do your inversions. So if this is C minor 6/9 or whatever like this, you know, so you play C minor 7, F13, and then F13, do something like just F9, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. So if you think in terms of F13 instead of C minor 9, then you're good. Let me squish down here, Wes, so they can see my beautiful face. Come on,
I'm getting distracted today.
I know. Too many hits. Okay, Eddie Davis, are you coming to camp, Eddie? Just curious. All right, so there we have that. Let's see, Tom. You know, Tom, you know that guitar that Kenny Burrell, I got an email that said we should raffle that off. That's funny. I think that's really funny. So the Ibanez L5 CES lawsuit copy is gone. I did a little demo on that Eastman, that blonde Eastman I had last week. That's God, I can't believe how many people have looked at that. Jeez Louise. So, anyway,
thing sounded so good.
You know what, Gail? God darn it! I left my paper on the 251s on my desk in the studio there. Could you be so kind as to bring that out? That's what we're going to do a lesson on. So we have a collection of 251 things that we had on sale, and it's all tons of 251 lines. And I was going to feature a couple in minor since we're... Anyway.
Yeah, that'd be good because the lessons, it's 33% off till Tuesday.
Till Tuesday.
And I mean, this is like a ton, $15.99, and it get you like, 6 weeks worth of lessons, easy.
Oh.
I mean, it's like 110 minutes of video on this, $15. Can't beat it. Enough 251 licks coming out your friggin'.
We get it. Ears. Your nose, and most of your orifices.
Yeah, that was a better way to put it.
Yeah. Apple doesn't fall far from the tree, does it? Thank you, sweetheart. That was Gail brought that down. All right, let's take a look at this. Here's a cool little one. Let's look at number 1. Let's look at number 1. And this is a 2-5 in C minor, since I've been doing so many C minor things. So it starts on D minor 7 flat 5, and then here's the line that we play. Okay, got that? How do you want to finger it? You know what I'm saying? And then the next line is for the G, and we're going to go like this. Whoops. Don't do that. We're going to go E flat. So we're going to encase the 5th, and then we're going to go to the 3rd. Okay, you got that? So first we had and now for the C minor, we're going to go right up a C minor chord. So So again, 2, 5, 1 in C minor. 2 chord, the 5 chord, the 1 chord. Okay, put them together. Okay, so you see that 2, 5, 1 in C minor. When you go to learn a lick, and this is really important, is to try to play it correctly right from the very beginning. And so what does that mean? It means play it like super slow. Make sure you got the first note right. Okay, the second note right, and which finger is it going to do it? Are you going to slide up like that? You're going to finger it like this. Slide up. And then a pull off. So just take little bits. The second half. Okay, you just take it super duper slow. Analyze each note, okay? You want to learn it almost to the point where you can write it out after a few times through, okay? So you got to take it super duper slow, and then you'll be good to go. Hey, that kind of rhymed, didn't it? So, very important, okay? We'll do another one later, or I don't know. Should we do another one now, Wes? What do you think?
Do you have? If you have another one, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, tell you what, from the collection of jazz licks, 2-5-1 jazz licks, this one is minor. Let's do A minor 7, D7, G minor. So we have. So let's take a look at this one. For the A minor chord, we're going like this. I'm starting on the note G, and you might look at it, maybe A minor is the same as C minor 6. So you might go. the second note, and then I'm going to slide down, and then there's the first 4 notes. Okay, next we're going to go to the root. So now I have, sounds like a nursery rhyme. Okay, now there it is. Now the next line is going to be first finger coming down, and then the tritone. There's the first 4 notes. So let's try. Now I'm going to slide this note up to the 3rd of D7, to the sharp 5, to the flat 7. So for the D7, it's isn't that pretty? And now for the G minor, we're going to go, all right, minor 3rd, root, and then we're going to refer back to the dominant chord, D7, and then come back and hit. And then we're going to refer back to, or let's play that down here, tell you what. So we go, this is what I mean by playing something correctly from the beginning. Because now I played that note there, I should have played it here. So I gave my mind the wrong information. Okay, from the D7, listen. And now we're going to end it with now a reference to C minor, and then a D augmented chord. Here's the last line. So put it together. Okay, so learning licks like that, really important, and you're going to get a lot from it. So if you like this, go and get that collection of them. Keep you busy, like Wes said, for a long, long time. Let's move on. I know what I wanted to share, and that's, you know, I was showing a student of mine a lick that via Skype. We were working on a little lick. And it's so funny, she really picked it up really quick. And I was really surprised at how well she picked it up. And we worked on the first line, the first 8 notes, basically, for the 1 chord or 2 chord, whatever it was. And then we worked on the second one. And then, okay, we went back to the first lick, or the first half of the lick, and she couldn't remember it. And it was really weird. And then you almost had to relearn it again. And then we went back to the second lick, and then she had a hard time with the second lick. And so I came to realize, you know, your mind, and I've heard this a while ago. You know how, like, when you go, you're in your room and you say, I got to go to the kitchen and get something. As soon as you walk out of your room and you get to the kitchen, you're like, what was I coming here for? And that's basically a thing built into your brain, into your DNA that, the caveman days or whatever, you go out, you're in a new environment, you're now taking in the new information that's surrounding you. And you dumped out the old, okay? So you had that thought in the kitchen or in the bedroom when you went to the kitchen. That's history now. So I think music is a lot like that. If we don't connect the things together as one flow, your brain dumps what you just learned, and now you're moving on to the next. See if that registers for what I'm talking about. Do a little experiment with that and see if I'm right about that. Because after a while, you have to connect everything, all 16 or 24 notes, you see. It all has to be connected somehow instead of this and this and this. That's how you learn it, the 2-chord, the 5-chord, the 1-chord. After that, it all has to be connected, so you got to really make a conscious effort of connecting it all. And then you've really got it down. See if that rings true with anybody.
Like God should have made us with some more RAM memory. You just have to dump it, like learn.
Yeah.
And just.
Yeah. By the way, Memory Almost Full. You ever heard that album, Paul McCartney's album? I think that's one of his best albums, solo albums. Oh, check it out. And by the way, you know that his Standards album, he does, I'm going to sit right down and write myself a letter. A tune on there, My Valentine. What a beautiful tune. Okay, maybe we already talked about that. I have deja vu all over again. Would a 2-5-1 and B flat work on a C minor change to some degree? Yes, it would all work. 2-5-1 and C minor. Yeah, it sure would. Actually, over the C minor, even 2-5-1 of C minor will work. Juan is not speaking English. I can see that. Can you show? But thank you for joining us, Juan. Juan Carlos Rosales. Okay.
It's an S, not a G.
Okay. Thank you. Can you show us how to approach changes for giant steps? No. That's too hard. Why is the bridge pickup on? It looks like it's on, but it's actually, this is kind of going sideways like that. So no, it wasn't the bridge pickup. Okay.
There's a question up there from Cool Cat. What is your go-to passing chord? Chromatic, cycle of fourth, dominant, diminished? See that?
Yeah. Go-to passing chord. Well, if I'm in C minor, it's how you interpret that C minor. If it's in the key of C harmonic minor, or is it really in the key Dorian sound? If it's a Dorian sound, you can approach it with any of the tones, chords within the key of B flat. So you see D minor, E flat, B, F7, G minor 7, A minor 7 flat 5. And then there's the chromatic thing. If it's in C harmonic minor, you might, if you have a long time on this, you might do 2-5. So you can back cycle. I'd say back cycling is probably the. You know, you can do that. I hope that helped you. Any news, Wes?
Yeah, there is some news today.
Really?
Yeah, we got some good stuff. So the American guitarist Steve Vai. This is kind of funny. It's kind of funny. He recently had to get shoulder surgery because his shoulder was damaged from 50 plus years of playing. Hilarious, right? No, just kidding. So he recovers from the surgery, and the guy has a pizza oven in his house, and he's making a pizza, and pizza gets stuck on the rack, and he tries to pull it out, and he pulled a tendon in his shoulder while making this pizza, and he was like super embarrassed about it. And in this interview with Blabbermouth, he was like, man, I wish I had a bit better story to tell, because he ended up having to postpone his tour because of it. So he had gotten the surgery, super stoked to get back on tour, pulls the tendon, making the pizza, and now he has to postpone his tour until September. So for all you people out there,
well, you got to be careful of those pizzas.
Be careful. I don't know how the pizza turned out, if it was good.
What do you think he had on it? And it was big ass mushrooms.
I have no idea, but yeah, it was pretty interesting story. So yeah, be careful doing. I was thinking when I first saw the headline that he was, flipping the dough.
Right.
And that would have made it for a better story
Yeah.
than just pulling it out. But
you got to be a good dough flipper.
yeah, so there's one for you guys. Another one here, rock band The Who. You know, anyone heard of them? I'm sure everyone has. They're going back on tour. They're still ticking. It's crazy. These guys are still going.
They're great.
Yeah,
they're great. Peter.
Heading back on tour. They've had to put off their last couple tours, obviously because of the pandemic. But now they say they're like more fired up than ever.
Look at all those dates.
Yeah, they got a bunch of dates. They got like a block with April and May, and then they'll go back out on the road October through November. Bargain price on the tickets, like starting at like $160, man. Just like, whew, man, it costs so much to go to a concert.
How can they afford to put on a concert with tickets that cheap?
Yeah.
Hey, is Ringo Starr's son still playing with him? What's his name? Zach, I think. Zachary Starr.
I do not know about that.
Okay, well that's good.
I don't know. Do you see him? Is that him right here? You see?
Could be. Yeah. Kind of hard to tell.
Yeah. Who knows? I do not know.
But it's who was the lead singer of the Who?
Roger.
Yeah, Roger Daltrey, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, that should be cool. Yeah.
People try to put us down just because we don't get around. Love that tune.
Thanks for that.
Why don't you all fade away? Sorry, man.
You done?
Yeah.
Okay, good. That was awesome, by the way. So I'm not gonna lie. I was scraping the barrel for news for you guys. But I did think this one was pretty funny. And some of you guys aren't even gonna know who this is. But has anybody had a guitar stolen? Have you ever had a guitar stolen?
Have I?
Yeah.
No, amplifier.
Amplifier. Well, that's part of this story too. The rock band Green Day.
Yeah.
So Billy Joe Armstrong, the singer, he recently was robbed or not robbed, burglarized in Costa Mesa down in Southern California. People magazine reports that the thieves took 2 guitars and an amplifier. But the funny thing about Billy Joe Armstrong is the guy is still playing this cheap knockoff. The guy's got millions of dollars, and he still continues to play this Fernandez Strat copy, like still to this day. And look at this, is him as a child with it, and then this is a recent photo. Still playing that darn Fernandez guitar. It probably cost him a good $225, you know, when they bought it new.
Fernandez was a hot guitar.
Really?
Yeah, they had a hot pickup and everything. They were pretty nice.
Interesting.
But they were.
But here's the kicker of the whole story is not only did they steal a couple guitars, which I don't know if they stole the Fernandez guitar, but they also stole this. His 1962 Chevy Nova. And that thing is freaking sweet. That's like one of my favorite classic cars.
That is criminal.
And so you see he posted on Twitter, he's asking fans to like keep eye
out for that.
It's been in his he's had it for 30 years. So he got it a long time ago. Which, you know, obviously sucks to get a car stolen. But the guy has got pretty good taste in cars because he also apparently has an awesome 63 Ford Falcon.
Oh, right.
So he's, which is your favorite, you know, one of your favorite classic cars.
That is.
And and then another reason why I like this story was because one of the first songs that I learned on bass was a Green Day song that you showed me how to play the bass line. Do you remember that a long time ago? I think it was in 8th grade. I had just gotten my bass, and I wanted to learn this bass line, and I remember you're like, oh, what the hell is this? But just play it like this, whatever. I don't know if it was the right way to do it, but I went and showed all my friends afterwards. Hey, look I know how to play the bass line to this Green Day song. Yeah.
Well, that's good. Well, cool. Well, thank you. That's too bad about him getting stolen. That stuff getting stolen. I hate that. I just heard a story of a guy called me from Texas, and we got to talking, and he had a guitar made for him by this certain independent builder, and it got stolen. And about 3 years later, he found it at a guitar shop. And he said he walked in and he said, "Who owns this guitar? Because this was mine. You can see my name's in here even." And he said, "It's some lawyer." He called up the lawyer, and the lawyer took it as payment for his services. And so he got on the phone to the lawyer. He says, "Look, I'm either going to call the cops or you can just give me the guitar." And so he gave him back the guitar.
Do we got time for one more? One more?
Oh, sure. Yeah, go ahead.
So
nothing but time.
So this is crazy. I think you guys are all going to trip out on this. And it's not like it's brand new anything, but it's just really interesting. Have you ever seen a Z-Glide neck made by Dean Zielinski Guitars?
Is that the sideways frets?
Nope, it's that. Look at that neck.
Oh, wow.
You see that?
Yeah.
Now, what is the purpose of that? You may be asking yourself.
I think I know.
What?
It's smoother. When you get in humidity, the humidity and the sweat has someplace to go, so it stays smooth.
Kind of. The idea is, so he's eliminated 70% of the surface area of the neck, so your hand is touching less wood as you're playing. So it apparently will make your hand it's easier to glide. But I mean, is that really a problem, like your hand getting like stuck on the neck because of, you know what I mean, like do you really need it to glide more?
Yes. I'll tell you a couple stories, you know, especially old. Are you done with that story? Could you want me to comment on this?
Yeah. Well, I mean, just how he got the idea from it is kind of interesting. Is from a pool cue. He was playing pool, and a pool cue that he had was all notched out like that, and he loved the way it felt. It just glided through his hand way easier than one that was full wood. And so he was like, oh, well, maybe this idea will translate to a guitar neck. And so
wow,
he's been doing it for about 5 years now. apparently. That's what I dug around and found a YouTube video of it, and it was like, yeah, from
Wow,
about 5 years ago. Yeah, obviously is not a huge name in the guitar world, but pretty cool, pretty different.
I like that idea. You know, what happens is when you sweat, you know, the younger you are, the more you sweat, obviously, right? But when, you know, 20 some odd years ago, I was playing a gig with, it was kind of was a concert kind of thing, and with a Gibson Chet Atkins nylon string, which I played for years and years and years. And when it would get hot, like right now, just even thinking about it, my hand is sweating, and it gets sticky. And so I got so ticked off because I tell you, it's like pushing dirt or something uphill, and it's just terrible feeling. I took that guitar home and completely sanded off the neck, and just went down to bare wood, and it worked great. And so sometimes you get this crap on your neck, and the sweat interacts, and it just slows you down, drives you nuts. I hate it. So I think that's a pretty cool invention, actually. I could go for something like that. I think that's a great idea. My only concern would be a lot of the sound of the guitar, supposedly, right? We'll have to talk about that video someday that we just saw, is from the neck, you know? And so we'll see. Well, thank you, Wes, for that. I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Got some comments here. Billy Joe got strong-armed. Arlo,
really?
That's funny.
Wow.
Because his name is Billy Joe Armstrong,
Oh.
but he got strong-armed.
Oh.
It's good. That's good.
I'm glad you're here to interpret that, because I wouldn't have got that. What's MIJ?
Made in Japan.
Oh.
I think that's in reference to the Fernandez.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really cool. You get a Japan, you know, and then you put a Spanish name on it.
Right. You would think it'd be a Mexico thing, right?
Yeah, it's like going to Harbor Freight. And by the way, yeah, you know, oh, never mind. That's another subject.
Robin R. Man, bummer. 59 Esquire and Martin D35 stolen on Christmas Eve too.
Yeah, that's Rob
brutal.
Briggs. Yeah. Merry Christmas.
Right.
Merry Christmas.
That's brutal.
He probably gave it to his, you know, whoever stole it, he gave it to his little girl, you know, or something. And she's like, oh, boy, and jumped all over it. 59. I remember that guitar, Rob.
Yeah. You want to hit some questions, though? There are some questions that we...
62 Nova with a blown Chevy engine, very cool at the drags, yes.
Oh, that would be so sweet to have that car.
Yes, Jim Rolfe had a Vibrolux amp stolen
Ooh.
at a Jim Salzer. Are you kidding? That
Oh,
I remember that.
335,
Is that when we all played there at the Melody Theater for Jim? Is that you got it stolen then? Wait a minute. A 335 and a Super Beetle head later in the 70s? Good gosh, Jim. By the way, was any of that stuff insured? Did you guys ever get any money for any of that? Hi, Kirby. Because I had a friend, he got a bunch of stuff stolen from car parts. He's got a bunch of classic cars. And somebody came into his property, stole a bunch of headlights off Rolls Royces, and he had a bunch of old amps, and they stole those, and he did get some money for it. He actually made out pretty good, but it's not as good as the original, having it. Great players can play a baseball bat. Don't need a seagull. Yeah, it's just that sticky. And when you get under pressure, you know, you see guys wiping their neck all the time. You get under pressure and you start sweating, and it just drives me nuts because the lacquer or whatever it is interacts with the sweat. And
My hands are sweating right now just from the pressure of putting together that guitar news segment, man. Whew.
I know, right?
Imagine playing
I hope
that
they don't slip
performance.
off the computer.
Right, right. But yeah, there's some questions back up here that we should probably. Do you see Guitar Forever? Can you maybe show a few approaches for a static chord?
Okay, like what kind of static chord?
Say for
Dominant,
example,
major?
E flat major 7.
Oh, well, yeah, you play 2/5 of it. What song do you have a static major 7 chord? Unless you're playing maybe like. It depends on the style of music, but if it's static, you can go 2/5. So you go E flat major 7, and then to maybe E9. So E flat major 7 is also like C minor. So, the bass player's he's not going. It wouldn't matter if he did or not anyway. So you too. So you can go right down from the 4 chord to the 3 chord. A little bit of it goes a long way. And by the way, you can do that musically or melodically. Anything you can do harmonically, you can do melodically.
Another question here from Robin.
Robin R.
Yeah, hi. Do you have a trick to make a Gibson speed knob less slippery so I can do volume swells like I can do on a telly? Well,
who said that?
Robin.
Well, Robin, you ought to know that.
I got an idea. Just take some sandpaper to it and just kidding.
Well, yeah, that's what you would do. I have these things. They're a real. This is like for fingernails, but I have one that's very coarse, super coarse, and on bridges, on the bottom of bridges, when they start slipping, I take that and rub the bottom of the bridge. Okay, I always usually do that. So you rough up that bridge so it doesn't slip. So you could take that and rough up the sides of the knob. I would buy a Japanese replacement knob, cheapy, and do it on it. That's my thing. Do you regularly adjust the grip you have on your plectrum when moving between comping and soloing, or do you favor one grip position? I generally keep one thing, but I go back and forth between thumb, fingers. So it kind of works its way in there. And by the way, you can rough up a pick too.
Here's another question here that I'm actually curious about this too. Do you still play in public or in session work? Please tell us how you're spending your time these days. Because I don't know what the hell this guy's doing with his time these days.
Yesterday, I installed 2 new faucets in our bathroom. The first one took me 4.5 hours because I couldn't get, the peep trap on a faucet, you're supposed to be able to undo it and then take it off. So if you drop a ring in there or an earring, you can get it out. Well, these guys glued it, So I spent all day farting with that, trying to get that undone. And then finally decided, screw it. And I cut the drain with a saw. And so the second one only took me an hour. So that's what I did yesterday. I actually worked on a guitar in the morning. By the way, I bought a cheap Ibanez, a AFJ 85, just to check it out. So I've been working on that. And we'll talk about that some other time. But yeah, so that's what I did yesterday, Wes.
No,
Did you notice the faucets? How nice.
I didn't. I need to check them out. But no, you haven't played gigs in a while, right?
I haven't. I got one coming up on the 20th, and that's in Pismo Beach. And that's about it. I haven't been pursuing it. I haven't gotten any calls. Nobody calls me.